I'm now entering a new part of my life where I'm forcing myself to stop living inside other people's opinions about me. I feel like my whole life has been shaped by other people's views about me, the perceived perceptions about me. I feel like that kind of pushed me to do something even if it doesn't bring me the happiness. And I think naturally as a queer person, a lot of the things that we do in our lives are driven by external validations, people would actually agree to what we're saying or what we're doing, and then we continue to do more of it even if it doesn't really match the actual value. The approval is from other people. It's not from within. It really sucks. And then I realize how stupid that sounds. And it kind of sucks because now I'm 29. I'm pushing 30. It's only now that I'm really realizing the things that would make me the happiest. For the longest time, I'm really pushed into a box, into doing things that wouldn't make me the happiest, but I have to do it out of sheer urgency. But right now, I think there has been a shift with the way that I would think. It's a risk. I'm going out of my safety net, so to speak. I quit my job. That kind of validation I could not give to myself, to be honest. Why the hell would I even wait for somebody to even validate me? I feel like that's the reason why every time that I put out music, sometimes I'm not proud of it. And that makes me so sad because I have been working for 5 years for this album. I have 4 songs out. When people are praising it, giving me positive feedback about the songs that I've released or even the live performances, I would always be critiquing myself because I would always feel like there's always someone outside that would do it. So why not, just do it myself? And I feel like that's such a toxic way to do things because then when would I actually see the value in what I'm doing? It's happening really because I always feel like, I always have something to prove. Back in college, I really had this thought in my brain where I would graduate with Latin honors. Lo and behold, I did. I graduated with Latin honors. Did that make me the happiest? I think just for a brief time, but 8 years after, I'm 29. I'm not sure if that actually makes me happy because I'm not sure if I actually learned something from school. I'm coursing through life with just sheer determination because I always feel like I never really got something out of college besides the fact that I graduated magna cum laude. But when people ask me some things that you would learn in college, I couldn't really answer for a fact because I've forgotten most of it. Like from the moment I got the perfect score in an exam, those things that I just memorized the night before are out of my brain. As long as it served my purpose, that's it. And that's just one example. Because of that, I feel like I am not the driver of my own car. You know what I mean? I know how to drive, but somebody's in the driver's seat. That somebody actually is invisible because I feel like other people's opinions of me, may it be true or not, I feel like they're all living in my head and they're the ones really driving me to whatever direction. Fast forward to me making music, which is the best thing in the world for me, the thing that I love the most. I don't feel the happiest or the most proud, but I'm working on it, and that's why we're making this video. I would always take notes based on what other people would think of me, and most of it really are perceived opinions of people about me. Some of those things actually may not be true. I'm in this stage in my life where I'm really starting to value my own opinion, and that's really the theme of what I'm trying to talk about today, right? I'm really trying to get into this place where the most important opinion in my entire life is my own opinion. And it comes with different levels because if the most important opinion about your life is your opinion, then you must have very, very good opinions about yourself. There will be a lot of positive self-talk, which I'm working on a lot. That's why I'm also teaching myself to make sure that anything that I would tell myself are all the positive ones because not only would it really ruin myself just like how it ruined the past years of my existence, it would really be the main driver, I would say, when it comes to fulfilling a happy life. And that's because the baseline truth that we will be having is our own opinions about ourselves. The thing is, I would always speak negatively about myself, even with my job, right? I have been doing really well this year. It's the best year in my corporate life for the past 8-9 years of working. I think if I'm somebody who had the best kind of confidence, I feel like I would have gotten to other places, But because I'm always downplaying myself, I never got to use those achievements and accomplishments to my own benefit. I feel like I did, but because of that, I don't really speak highly about myself. I would always downplay my own achievements, my own skills, which is really bad. It really sucks, I'm now learning how to value not just the hard work, but the outcomes of my hard work. It sucks because I never once believed that I was good. Even graduating with the Latin honors, every other accomplishment that I've had, making this album, I've been making this album for 5 years. I still don't feel it because I'm waiting for other people to validate me first. Not only that, once I've accomplished something, it just passes through. I never really got to savor the moment, the feeling. I'm always on to the next destination. I'm not trying to live a slow life. I don't think I would ever live a slow life. I don't think that's me. But I need to slow down every once in a while to make sure that I value my own opinion about my work. And it's not to say that I would always speak positively about my work, I would always acknowledge it if it's bad, if it's terrible. I would always acknowledge the learnings. But when it does give me the benefits, girl, I need to take some time and, bask in the glory of whatever it is that I'm doing. So it's hard, It's years of trauma response, I'd say. It's really years of being in this kind of state where the only way for me to really get value out of something is if other people would tell that to me. It's my autopilot mode, That's my default. And I'm trying to reset and create a new default for me. And I'm doing that now by really getting into therapy. I'm in regular therapy sessions and I'm really trying to get down into the most important elements of my emotions. Understanding why I do things, not just be at the back of the car, letting others' perceived opinions of me be the driver of my own life, It's really draining. So I feel like, the moment that we've really accepted who we really are, it kind of really forces us out of that place. I think it's incredibly necessary that it's happening now in my life, now that I'm 29. Otherwise, when I'm in my 30s, when I'm really starting to build the life that I want, I don't want to be swayed by external factors. I want it to be my own decisions. Of course, I'm going to be guided by advices, by other people, but it should not be the determining factor for when I make decisions. I don't want my 30s to be shaped by that, I feel like I've really given my entire being in the service of other people. I feel like now it's the time that I really become honest with who I really want to become. It comes with a lot of risk taking, which is, again, something that I'm doing now. This is also my way to get a clearer head, because there's less and less people talking in my head. So the only person that I'm hearing talking is myself. If I'm able to achieve that level of peace, I feel like I'm good, because then I would be able to really go the extra mile and pursue my dreams, because I have big dreams. I want this music to be big. I want to tour. I want to perform. I want to have my own entertainment company. And right now I'm starting from scratch. Like, this is really day zero for me, or day one. I don't know. I don't want other people's opinions to shape what I think is the best way to go. I cannot bet on myself if I would always listen to what other people think would be the winning shot, The winning shot should be my shot. And it's crazy because my parents never raised me that way. They would always support whatever it is that I want to do with my life. Even if I would be providing for them, they're very supportive because they know. My parents know that I could do it, But it's just so crazy that I'm here. I am not really upholding the values that they've taught me over the years. But it's not too late. I'm here now. I'm trying to be in service of myself. And I feel like now it's very important that I always give myself a pat in the back whenever I finish something, whether it's good or not. I'm trying to do this again. I tried to do this talking head thing, kind of podcast, kind of set up for in the beginning of the year, but then I stopped. There are a lot of things that are happening in my life, but I'm trying to rebuild that, And I wanted to give myself a pat on the back for that because it's not easy to do this, Like, there's a lot of things that I don't really control. There's a lot of things that I have no control over. Like right now, I don't have a script. And then there's that thought again. What would other people say about this? I would not care. Probably would. But for the most part, maybe I won't. I want to listen to myself more. I'm not here to be preachy because I don't know what the hell I'm doing, but this is an exercise that if you are with me right now at this point in your life where you're trying to listen to the whispers in your head, your own voice instead of other people's voices, come with me on this journey and we're trying to make something out of it. But for now, I'm listening to my own intuitions. This album that I just made is a good practice of this exercise where I'm just listening to whatever it is that I want. Like I feel like this album really is not influenced by any trend or by anything. It is really emotion driven. Like, it's really the story of my life, you know. And if I listen to other people's opinions about how to make this album, then that's their story now. That's their album now. But this is my album. So I feel like it really helped me a lot. Like, you know, the creation process of this album to really ground me and recenter me about what do I really want, what do I really feel. And I'm very, very grateful that I'm able to do this, and I'm very excited to be able to release it. And the thing is, once it's released, then, you know, people will talk, you know. Hopefully they will. Honestly, they will. I'd rather them talk than not talk, then, because that means that they've listened to the album. But I will really try my best to really control, or not really control, but to kind of manage how I would receive those possible opinions about the work that I made, and just be proud that it's out there. I have 4 songs out. If you haven't listened to them, please do. They're out everywhere. Just search my name, Jimmy Khalo, and I'm gonna be leaving some links down here so you can check them out. Here's to the journey. See ya, babes.